Let's explore Lake Como's Golden Triangle, Varenna, Bellagio, and Menaggio. Are you familiar with Lake Como's Golden Triangle? There's Bellagio, the pearl of the lake, with its elegant villas and winding stone lanes. Explore Varenna, a village rich in history and lakeside romance. And Menaggio, with its vibrant piazzas and stunning mountain views. And you're going to want to hang on till the end of the video for a couple cool bonus spots to visit. Hey, it's Mark with Any Way You Travel. If you're a first-time viewer, we're glad you're here. If you're a returning viewer, we're glad to have you back. Okay, let's explore the Golden Triangle of Lake Como. Let's start with my favorite city of the three, Varenna. Varenna is this picturesque village located on the eastern shore of Lake Como in the Lombardy region, which is in northern Italy. The village is known for its beautiful views, its historic site, and its romantic atmosphere. After all, this is called the Walk of Lovers. Varenna is a popular destination for travelers who want a more relaxed experience compared to the busier towns on Lake Como. In addition, you'll find that Varenna's lodging is less expensive than the lodging in, say, Bellagio. Another nice thing about Varenna is that it has train service from the very northern part of Lake Como, where there's a wonderful mall, down through Varenna and on to Milan. And of course, you can grab one of the many ferries that leave several times a day to take you to other cities in the Golden Triangle and beyond. The ferry ride is very reasonably priced. I've got to tell you, when you're walking through Varenna, it's like you're taking a step back in time. There are cobblestone streets and walkways, and you need to be prepared because there's lots and lots of staircases everywhere. But the city's built into the side of the mountain, so you've got to expect that. If you'd like to find out more about Varenna, you can watch our full-length video on it. There's a link to the video in the description below. The city of Varenna is really an ancient city. As early as 33 BC, there were fishermen living in this area. 739 AD, the city of Varenna was officially founded. There are a couple really amazing churches in Varenna. This is St. John the Baptist Church. It's one of the oldest churches in the Lake Como region. It was built around 1050 AD, and it was constructed on the site of an earlier Christian church. Due to the simple Romanesque style exterior, if you weren't looking for the small bell tower, you might not even realize it's a church. The inside of the small church is adorned with several beautiful frescoes, which date back to the 12 and 1300s. You know, there's just something awe-inspiring about walking down a sidewalk that's over 1,000 years old. This is San Giorgio Piazza, which is Varenna's village center. Just off the San Giorgio Piazza is the San Giorgio Church. Now, this church is gorgeous. It was built in 1313. It's got some beautiful frescoes and a gorgeous altar area. Another thing you've got to see when you come to Varenna is Villa Cipresi and Villa Monastero. Villa Cipresi is really a beautiful place to come and just walk around their botanical gardens and take it in. Take in the view of Lake Como. It is beautiful. And you can get a ticket not only for Villa Cipresi, but also Villa Monastero, to where you can go there likewise and look around and again, enjoy the beautiful gardens and get an amazing view of the lake. There is so much to see when you visit Varenna. Again, if you'd like to see our full-length video, there's a link in the description below. Now, let's head to the next point of Lake Como's Golden Triangle, the beautiful city of Bellagio. When you arrive in Bellagio, take some time to walk up and down the lakefront. It is beautiful. And then there's the breathtaking view of the Alps that surround Lake Como. Bellagio dates back to the Roman times, and it became a retreat for nobility during the Renaissance. It's also famous for its grand villas. The town's layout includes both a lower lakeside area and an upper section of the town with even more great things to see. They're connected by cobblestone walkways. You really need to wear a pair of comfortable shoes if you're going to navigate this beautiful, picturesque town. Now, if you want to go to Bellagio from Varenna, the best time to get here to get your tickets around 8 o'clock in the morning, because most of the tourists aren't here and it's easy to get on board. So that's what I would suggest. A round trip to Bellagio and back to Varenna is right around 10 euros. So it's pretty reasonable and you get to go explore a beautiful city. As with most Italian cities, there are beautiful flowers everywhere in Bellagio. Now, I have to admit, Bellagio was not my favorite. To me, it seems just a bit overblown, but you know what? There are some people who think it is just the bee's knees, and if so, hey, that is awesome. Go where you love to go. But don't just stick to the main walkways or roadways. Make sure you get out and explore some of the beautiful side streets. When I went exploring, I never once felt unsafe. You'll find great shops, out-of-the-way cafes, and beautiful views. But you do have to look out for the traffic on the narrow ancient streets that make up the old part of Bellagio. Believe me, it's a competition between automobiles and pedestrians, so be careful. As you continue to explore, you're going to come across things like this. Check out this fountain. Almost all Italian towns from the Middle Ages had fountains in their piazzas so people could get water to cook and drink. Or check out Bellagio's tourism center located in a medieval fortress tower. How cool is that? Behind me is the Basilica of San Giacomo. It was built in the 12th century or the 1100s. It is a gorgeous church to go in and just enjoy the beauty of it or spend a little bit of quiet time. And best of all, it's free. The Basilica of San Giacomo was built by local craftsmen in the Romanesque style, meaning that it had really thick walls and really small windows. That's why it's so dark inside, even in the middle of a sunny day. Probably the most popular tourist attraction in Bellagio is the Villa Malzi. The villa was built for a guy named Francesco Malise de Earl, who was the vice president of Italy during the Napoleonic era. It was built in the early 1800s. You've got to see the botanical gardens, the villa. There's so much to see here, so make sure you check it out. The gardens not only offer a breathtaking view of Lake Como, but they also are a place where you can just kind of escape the hustle and bustle of the crowd and try to find a place to relax and take in the beauty and the history. There's the famous Moorish Pavilion, which is a great Instagram picture, but there's also classical sculptures. So you'll find walkways lined with azaleas and amazing cedars and rare exotic plants. So make sure you take in the Villa Malzi and its gardens when you visit Bellagio. Okay, let's move on to the next point in the Golden Triangle, the village of Menaggio. The village of Menaggio is probably the last village most people go see when they visit Lake Como's Golden Triangle. But this was my second favorite place to see behind Varenna. When you visit Menaggio, you can expect to find breathtaking views of the crystal clear waters of Lake Como and be wowed by the beautiful towering Alps. This area was home to Gaelic tribes as early as the 6th century BC, and then eventually, during the 1st century BC, the Romans moved in. This is an amazing town to explore, all its back streets and its churches and its shops. Whether you're exploring the cobblestone streets and alleys or relaxing with an espresso at a street-side cafe, Menaggio offers a perfect blend of history, nature, and relaxation. Behind me is the beautiful St. Stephen's Church. It was started in 1618 and it was built on top of old Roman ruins. St. Stephen's has been Menaggio's main church for centuries. If you're planning to make Menaggio one of your stops when you visit Lake Como, go to the link below in the description and check out our full-length video on Menaggio. It'll give you some great tips. From here you can see
Varenna, Bellagio, and Menaggio. Behind me is the Monumento alla Tessatrice, or the Monument to the Weaver. It celebrates one of the oldest, most prestigious silk factories in Italy.
After a long day of sightseeing, you start to get hungry, so I asked one of the locals, where's the best pizza? And they said you need to go to Lugano's Pizzeria. So I did. They were kind enough to let me in before they opened and make me lunch before everybody else got there. And I'm telling you, the pizza was absolutely fantastic. After a delicious pie, I decided to go in search of a waterfall that I had heard of. I found this old ancient bridge that cars still drive over, and I walked through this gate, and lo and behold, there it was, the Menaggio waterfall. Now, it's not as big as some of the other waterfalls are around Lake Como, but it was really cool. And you know what? I wouldn't trust this little catwalk if I were you. Somebody built it, but I gotta tell you, it looks a little bit sketchy. Walking down these sidewalks next to walls and buildings that are 1,000 years old are pretty doggone amazing because they lead you to some wonderful shopping. Listen, don't come to Menaggio and not take in some of these amazing shops. They have a little bit of everything. There's even some jelly. And of course, there's also lots and lots of Italian wine. You can get pretty much anything you want, or enjoy a nice street-side cafe and relax.
In every village I've been in Italy on this trip, there's always been one of these, a public drinking fountain. That's right, it's a place you can come and you can fill your water bottle back up, you can put a dish under there and get a drink for your dog, but it's potable water and it's free.
Now that we've wrapped up our visit to Lake Como's Golden Triangle, let's check out our first bonus site, Villa Balbianello. Perched on a wooded piece of land jutting out into Lake Como, Villa Balbianello is one of Italy's most famous villas. It was built in the 1700s on the site of a former Franciscan monastery. The villa has been featured in film franchises like Star Wars and James Bond. Today, it's a romantic destination that blends history, art, and it is an unforgettable place for a wedding. For our final bonus site, what do you say we take in a castle? The Castello de Corenno Plinio. This was an accidental find. I saw it as I was out driving and stopped to check it out.
This castle was built in 1300. Now, there is no plaque, there's no sign telling you anything about this castle. The locals know about it. And if you ask them, they'll tell you about it.
The castle was built on ancient Roman ruins, and as you explore, you really don't know if any of those ancient ruins still exist because everything looks ancient. In fact, the tower that's visible from the road was built in the 1000s. I gotta tell you, this was just an incredible place to explore. In the early 1300s, a church was added on to the castle. These three sepulchres hold the remains of the Andriani family, who were the ruling feudal lords in the late 1200s. We hope you enjoyed our visit to Lake Como's Golden Triangle and the 2 bonus sites. Don't forget, links to individual videos are below in the description. If you did enjoy traveling with us, do us a favor and hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to spread it to more travelers. Also, hit the notification button so you can always travel with us. This is Mark with Any Way You Travel. I'm glad you joined us, and until we see you again, ciao!